We just pay only for what we have used and return them back. So characteristics, coming to public cloud, the infrastructure will be owned by the cloud provider, and users, anyone can use it, so anyone can access it. And skills, there are no much technical skills required to access the public cloud and work on it. Coming to private cloud, it will be owned and operated by the organization. That is, so the cloud is only specific to that particular organization. And so here, coming to ownership, it will be owned and used by that particular organization which is hosting the cloud. No public access, that doesn't provide access to public, that no other person other than that particular organization which is organizing the cloud can access it. We have seen this virtualization. It is just that it enables the hardware resources. That is, you'll be having only the single server, but physically we will be having only the single server, but logically we will be building any number of servers as per our requirement. Hybrid cloud is where it is a combination of public and private cloud. So coming to community cloud, it is only for the specific group or group of organizations working on a particular thing. These are locations and region. As we have discussed, Azure will host its data centers in the particular strategic places to meet the customer requirement. Coming to redundancy, we have seen there are four types of redundancy. These are LRS, local redundancy, where in a single data center, all three copies will be present in local redundant storage. Coming to zone, within the primary region, among the three data centers, each copy of the data will be stored. And coming to this geo zone redundant storage, we'll be having two regions, that are primary region and secondary region. In the primary region, you will each copy will be present in different data centers. In this geo redundant storage, in the single data center itself, all the three copies of the data will be present. So this is what we have seen on Friday. Okay, let's start our class. Who are the other two persons? No names.
Hi Shishra, it's Purushottamdi. From today onwards, I'm
Ah,
joining this session.
oh, hi, Pushottam. So, can you introduce yourself? Like, how many years of experience do you have?
Yeah, sure. Actually, I'm a BA developer, like a Power BI developer. Just
Oh,
for
okay.
upskilling myself, and as well as some project issues, I'm joining this course, Azure
Oh,
Data
okay.
Engineering. And
Nice,
total, I
nice,
have
nice, Pushottam.
yeah,
How many years?
a total I have 8 years, 8 years in
Oh,
business analytics. All.
okay. So, who is Midun? Midun,
Hi,
I think
Shishir.
even you are new.
Yeah, I'm also new. Today I just joined, and
Yeah, can you introduce yourself?
yeah, for me also same like almost 8 years experience, mainly worked on SSIS and SQL Server and all. So I need to upgrade my skill set. That's why I joined.
Oh, okay. Okay, nice, Midun. Who is Satish? Are you new or the same?
No, no, I
Are
am
you
attending.
new?
No, no, I am
Okay.
attending
So, who
first
are
time.
other two people with no names? I think one is Visualpath and the other one with no name. Who is this? Okay. Okay. Let's start today's class.
And Shishra, one more thing, like
Yeah,
so I
Midun.
think it's the third class, right? So just now
This
only
is
I
fourth
got
class.
fourth class. Okay, so that previous class is there any major part, or I just go through that? I got that video because just now only I have
You can
connected
just
and
look at the yeah. You can just look at the notes. Those are just the basics. If you are new to cloud computing, I would suggest you to go through all the videos. Or else, if
okay
you
because
just know the basics, it's enough for you if you go through the documents of each class.
okay, okay, fine, fine. Thank you.
Yeah. So okay, today is fourth class now. Is my screen visible to you all?
Yeah, yes.
Yes, thank you.
Yeah. Okay. Today, let's know what is Azure and like what are the basic things necessary for us to know before creating an Azure account and starting our course. Okay. So coming to what is Azure. So as we discussed, we have cloud service providers. So Azure is one of them. Azure is a cloud computing platform which has an online portal and which enables us to access and manage the resources and services provided by Microsoft. So basically, as we discussed in the previous classes, so Azure is a cloud computing platform. So what is meant by cloud computing platform? We have already discussed. And also, since we also discussed that every cloud provider will have an online portal through which they uh, provide us a means by which we can access our resources and services. So all these resources and services are provided by whom? Microsoft. So as we can see that users connect through internet to the Azure portal, and Azure portal, what is this? It is just an interface through which we can access the resources and services offered by the Microsoft. So now, as we discussed, the cloud provider will have huge infrastructure to host lot of resources like databases, analytic softwares, and other softwares. So we have seen that this cloud provider will have the huge infrastructure. They provide these resources in the form of services to us. So can anyone of you tell what are the type of services which we have discussed? We have discussed the cloud services, no?
Yes,
IAS,
AWS.
PaaS, SaaS.
Yes, exactly. So IaaS, which stands for Infrastructure as a Service, wherein infrastructure is provided to us as a service. Other is Software as a Service, in which software is provided to us as a service. And other one is a Platform as a Service, wherein the platform is provided to us as a service. And Azure is as we know that Azure is a cloud computing platform. Azure has an online, see, it's an online portal. So what is the Azure's portal? It's portal.azure.com. This is the URL through which we can access Azure. So using this portal, you will be able to access and provision the resources provided by the Microsoft. So, what are the number of services provided by Azure? Do anyone of you know? Like how many services is Azure providing us? Number. What's the number of services provided by Azure? Can you expect the count of services provided by Azure? Anyone of you? Anyone?
No.
Might be just like data storage, data cleaning and ETL, and some kind of analytical services, machine
No, no,
learning, and
number. I'm asking you like number. How many? How many number of services is
I
Azure
think
providing?
I'm not sure. I think around it's 10 plus is providing.
No, it's
Some,
providing 600 plus services to us. Till
oh,
today,
sorry.
there are 600 plus services provided by Microsoft and still continuing. The count is still increasing.
It is
And
only
now,
the Microsoft or only the Azure only providing 600 plus.
Azure.
Okay.
So, Azure, I have told you that Azure is a cloud computing platform. So,
Yes.
this cloud service provider. So, this cloud service provider is providing us 600 plus services. And there are still more services which are adding on. So Microsoft Azure, since we can see here, it is an open source cloud platform that enables us to build, deploy, manage the applications. So that is, we can use all the 600 plus services to build your softwares, deploy some of your services, and manage some of your applications. So, with its broad collection of services, as I said, it provides 600 plus services. It allows you to build with any programming languages, tools, or framework and integrate your cloud hosted solutions with your IT environment. That is, it also allows you to integrate your cloud with the existing infrastructure, that is your on premise infrastructure. And also in the cloud, you can use any programming language, any framework which you prefer to use. So, uh, so what this means is when a Microsoft Azure was we have covered till here, no? So when Microsoft Azure was introduced initially, we used to have only 5 services provided by it. So now we have 600 plus services. But initially when Microsoft Azure was introduced, we used to have only 5 services. And there also used to be a limitation that it only supports Microsoft products, only Microsoft products it used to support initially, like only Windows operating system and C# programming language. It used to support only Microsoft products when initially the Azure was introduced. But today Azure is providing us 600 plus services that we want. So that is the reason we are telling it as broad collection of services, since it's providing us lot of services. So as I have told you that initially it used to support only Microsoft products. Now we are not limited only to the Microsoft technologies, but we can also use any kind of tools to design our applications. The platform is globally present through a network of Microsoft managed data centers. So as I yesterday we have discussed like locations and region. So this is distributed around 44 regions, which facilitates redundancy and rapid recovery. We have also discussed what is redundancy. Redundancy is just it will take the copies of the original data and distributes over the data centers based upon the redundancy techniques which you have used. And also it is a self-service platform. So what do you mean by self-service here? I have told you that Azure provides 600 plus services. So it will provide you 600 plus services, but you will provision only the services which you want. So that is the thing which I have written here. It is a self-service platform where you can provision your resources and scale them elastically based on your own business needs. So we have also discussed what is elasticity. Can someone define what is elasticity and scalability? What is the difference between elasticity and scalability? We have articulated it very clearly. What is elasticity and what is scalability? Anyone of you?
Elasticity means it can grow or shrink as per the need, like
Yeah.
the volume, like the database, anything. And scalability means if required, any instance can be created on the go, or it can be deleted if not required in that way.
So, what is the elasticity and what is scalability? Scalability is the ability to increase or decrease. Elasticity is nothing but it is the automation of scalability. So, dynamically, it will increase and decrease the resources as per the need. So, scalability is the ability to increase or decrease. Coming to elasticity, it is just the automation of scalability. So in elasticity, dynamically the increasing and decreasing will take place. Whereas coming to scalability, it is the ability to increase or decrease the resources as per the need. And we have covered this Azure portal. It is the portal.azure.com. So till here everything is clear now. What is Azure? It is a cloud computing platform. So to access Azure, what we have a portal through internet. We'll open this portal and provision the resources which we need. And this is the Azure's portal. Okay, everything
Yeah.
is fine till here.
Yeah.
So now let's come to subscription. So what is a subscription? So subscription is just like, you can compare this subscription to just like the electricity meter which is present in our home. So what will this electricity meter do? It will just measure the electricity which we have used. So in the same way, to measure our usage on Azure, we have this service called as subscription. Okay. Yeah. Now let's see in detail what is subscription. Yeah. Subscription is a type of cloud service you want to purchase from Microsoft. I have told you that it is a service which is provided by Microsoft. Why do you need this service? We need this service because we want to measure how many resources we have used. What is the quantity of resources we have used? How much time did we use those resources? So this is a service which we want to purchase from Microsoft. Why do you want to purchase it? We just need to purchase it because we want to measure how much did we use. So subscription is one of the service in Azure you can purchase from the Microsoft. Why do you need to purchase the subscription? If you want to consume any Azure products or services, you should have a subscription. Why? Because you need to make payment. So if and only if you measure the number of resources and the usage of that resources, then only you can pay. So that is the reason you need this subscription service. So how will you make payment? So how will you make payment? So based on the subscription, you will make the payment. And so this is what, to take the advantage of Azure cloud-based services, you must have the subscription. Within the
Uh,
subscription, yeah,
Sister, I have a question. Actually, if I took like IAS or IPS any one services, I will take. For example, if I took for around 100 GB of data, today I'm using 100 GB of data, and tomorrow only I'm using around 50 to 60 only. And day after tomorrow, as per my business requirement, I'm taking. I'm taking around 200 GB of data. Then how could they calculate the price and values, the payment? If I have a
see,
business,
first, yeah,
okay. Like, is there any plans like if up to 500 GB, I have to pay this much. Up to 1000, up to 1 TB, I have to pay this much. Like that, any
no,
subscription plan will be there, no?
no, it's, but there is a concept called as lease. So actually there is a technical name. I'm not able to remember it, but it's same as the concept of lease. When you lease a building, lease for
Okay.
years, then the cost will reduce. No, if you rent it on monthly basis, the cost will be somewhat high. But if you lease it for years, somewhat the cost will decrease. No, so there will be the same concept in Azure, wherein you can lease that infrastructure, then the cost will be less. And the other thing which you have asked is, see, basically in Azure, we'll be having storage accounts, like Azure Data Lake Storage, Blob Storage to store the data. There are
Okay.
many other storage. Few examples are Azure Data Lake Storage and Blob Storage are the frequently used. You have told me that someday you will be getting 20 and someday you will get 200. So based upon the data, how much you have stored, how much time you have stored. So only for the time for which you have stored the data, for that only you will be cost. You will be cost for that only. And also you will be also having this hot tire, cold tire, and archive tire, wherein you will based upon the importance of the data, you will be keeping the data in hot tire or cold tire or archive tire. That we will be discussing probably tomorrow or day after tomorrow, then you will get more clarity regarding this. So
Yeah.
cost also varies when you keep the data in hot tire or cold tire on archive tire. So yeah, to be
Sure.
to precisely answer your question, you will be only costed for the time which you have kept the data on the cloud.
Okay. Sure.
So if you keep it for 10 minutes, you will be only costed for 10 minutes, like that.
Okay. 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 Sure.
So how much data you have kept and for how much time you have kept, on which storage did you keep? Did you keep in blob storage or did you keep in data lake storage? So in which tier you have chosen? Did you choose archive tier on cold tier? So these are all the parameters based on which your cost will be calculated. Okay, so definitely you will get more clarity when we discuss those storage accounts and those all things. Probably you don't understand these now itself. I think only you have
But
understood only
the
50% of
process.
what I have told. But yeah,
Yeah, in further
once we
process.
discuss all those concepts, you'll come to know. So these are few parameters based on which the cost is calculated. Okay.
Yeah, okay, sure. Yeah, okay, sure.
Yeah. Where are we? Yeah. So it serves as a single billing unit for Azure resources in that service. So what is happening?
Hi, Shishra.
Single bill. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm sorry for the interruption. One out of the topic questions maybe. How much big data knowledge we need to have for the data, this kind of job role? And you will be covering
How much?
anything? How
How
much big
much?
data knowledge?
Which
Big data.
big data? Big data is nothing
Any
much
big data
required to
knowledge is
you.
required?
No, no, no. Only some very few much is required, which we'll be covering when we are covering Databricks topics.
Okay, you will be covering those portions, right?
No
Okay,
explicit knowledge is required regarding big data. Whatever which is required, I'll be covering them. So nothing
okay, thank
related
you.
to it. Yeah, it's just a concept like distribute only those few terms and architecture. Those things you'll be asked in interview. So that is the reason. Just considering an interview perspective, I'm covering few topics which are required. So other than that, nothing is necessary.
Thank you.
Yeah. So it's a single billing unit. So what is meant by the single billing unit? So if you keep a meter for every resource you are using in your home, so how will it be? You even can't measure like what is. It will take time for you to measure what is the whole current bill. So that is the reason we'll be having only a single meter for all the resources we are having in our home. So in the same way, what you'll do, for example, you are using Azure Data Factory, you are using Azure Databricks uh, in the Azure account. So for Azure Data Factory, you need to pay only 100 rupees. I mean, based on your usage, you have used 100 rupees of Azure Data Factory. So on Azure Databricks, you have used for 200 rupees. You need to pay 200 rupees based on your usage. So total ADF plus Azure Databricks, that is 100 plus 200. What is the total amount? It's 300. So 300 rupees will be consumed from the subscription. So single billing unit means you will be it will sum up all the amount used by all the resources and will give you a single bill. An Azure subscription is linked to a single account. That means if you are having an Azure account, sorry, if you are having an Azure account and I am having an Azure account, we both combinedly can't take a subscription. You will be having a separate subscription, I will be having a separate subscription. We can't combine those. It's just one to one relationship. So but in case of it's like one to one. So one account will be having, I'm sorry, um, so a single account can have multiple subscriptions. That means these are the type of subscriptions. So it's like your phone bill. So basically what is this is, um, so you were if you're using an Airtel SIM card, so you can take multiple subscriptions. That is 6 months subscription. First, you will recharge for 6 months using 6 months package. So after that, for 6 months, what if you recharge a 6 months pack? So what will they give you? They'll give you 1.5 GB per day. But what happened? One day you have completed usage of 1.5 GB. So you want additional. 1 GB. So what you will do, you will recharge again. What is happening here? You are taking other subscription also. So single Airtel account is having multiple subscriptions whenever required. So same thing applies here. A single account can have multiple subscriptions, but a single subscription cannot be shared to multiple accounts. So it's same like our phone number concept only. So I can't recharge for you also. So but whereas many number of recharge packs can be done to a single account. So that is the concept here. Coming to this subscriptions with no spending limit. This is similar to postpaid subscription. So what we will be doing in postpaid, first we will spend the money and then we will be paying. So on end of every month we'll get the bill. Then we will pay the bill. When we will pay the bill, after the usage we are paying the bill. So these are the types of subscription wherein we will be paying the bill after using the resources. So for that kind of thing, there is no spending limit. So there will not be any limit. First you will use the resources and then pay. So the subscriptions are pay as you go subscription. This is a kind of subscription, and these are also the other kind of subscriptions wherein first you will use the resources and then pay the bill. Coming to these subscriptions, these are the subscriptions like prepaid. So this is where so there it is also similar to the prepaid thing which we do for our phone numbers. So what we do in prepaid, first we will recharge a plan for 6 months or for 1 year. First we will pay for them and then use the resources. So these are the two for which we need to pay first itself. So coming to this Visual Studio subscription, if you are working in any companies like Wipro, TCS, Accenture, etc., these companies will provide you this subscription. So what happens here is every month you will be credited $150. So you will be credited $150 in your account, not in your bank account. They'll credit this $150 in your Azure account. So this $150 will be credited every month. So if after crediting $150, for example, they have credited $150 for this month, but you have used only $50. So what about the $100? Nothing, they'll be gone. So you should try to utilize maximum of them, because this Visual Studio subscription they'll be giving to you just for practice purpose. So if any one of you are working for companies like Wipro, TCS and Accenture, they can um, I mean they can get to know like how to get this Visual Studio subscription, and they can practice using this subscription instead of taking this free trial subscription. Coming to this free trial subscription, if you create an account that is a free trial account, you will be provided with $200 for 30 days. So the subscription will be valid only for 30 days and you will be provided only $200. So from this $200 only you should spend on resources. So if you convert this $200 to ISD, it will be around 13,300 or 800. So is it clear what is a subscription? Subscription is just like a current meter which you use to measure the usage. So here subscription will measure the usage of resources. So these are the types of subscriptions. These are like postpaid. These all are postpaid and these are like prepaid. There what is happening, so every month on first only they are giving you $150. So prepaying, they are prepaying you $150. In free trial also it happens the same thing. First itself, whenever you create a free trial account, then only you will be provided $200, and this $200 will last for only 30 days. So within 30 days, if you use, it's okay. Even if you won't use, they'll get expired. So is it okay?
Srishra, yeah, actually, I have one question.
Yes.
Present for business purpose, yeah, we have this prepaid and postpaid offers. But if we want to practice purpose means, shall we have any free trials like
So
that?
yeah, yes, this is the free trial. I have told you, no, this free trial is the one which we can use for practicing purpose. So if you are an individual who is working in big multinational companies, you can ask them for an account. Like, so you'll be having some learning groups, if you contact those cloud learning groups, they'll provide you an account, Azure account. They'll be providing you a Visual Studio Azure account. So you'll be getting $150 every month. You can practice from there. So if it's not the case, then you can create an free trial account using your credit card. Do you have a credit card?
Yeah, we have.
So yeah, if you have a credit card, you can create this. Nothing it will cost. It will cost only 2 rupees. They'll cut a 2 rupees, and also they'll return you, I think, within 2 days.
Uh,
It's just for this verification purpose. They'll take those 2 rupees. That's
okay,
it.
and the duration for 30 days only, right? I mean, the education
Yeah, it
purpose,
will last
2
only for
rupees.
30 days. Yes.
Okay,
That free trial account will last only for 30 days. So after 30 days, it won't work. You need to pay if you want to use.
okay, okay. Sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, thank you.
So that's it with the subscription. And coming to resource group. So what is this resource group? A resource group is a logical container into which resources like web apps, databases, storage accounts, etc. are deployed and managed. So, example, I'll create a WhatsApp group. Later, whoever wants to join my training, I'll add them to our WhatsApp group. So if I see the group, I can know who all joined the course. So what I'm doing here, so here I'm teaching Azure Data Engineering. I also teach Python. So what I do, I'll create a group for Python. I'll create a group for Azure Data Engineering. And whoever is attending my Azure Data Engineering course, I'll add all of those people into Azure Data Engineering group. Whoever is attending my Python class, I'll add all of them into my Python group. What I am doing here, I am grouping my attendees. So if I group my attendees, what I'm able to understand, I'm able to understand that some of this X person, some X person is attending my Azure Data Engineering class. Some Y person is attending my Python class. So here I'm able to differentiate who are all the persons are attending my Azure Data Engineering class, who are the persons attending my Python class. So this is where this resource group comes into the picture, wherein if I want to group the resources based upon my need, I'll be using this resource group. So in Azure, whenever you create a resource, it should be part of any resource group. Any resource you create, it should be part of a resource group. Uh,
So one resource group I can share with multiple services.
yeah, that is what now. What is a resource group? Resource group is grouping of resources. So inside the resources group, inside a resource group, what you will have resources. So, for example, to clearly describe you, in real time, we'll be having Dove UAT and this production environments. So, for development environment, you'll be having separate server, for UAT separate, and production separate. So what will happen, we'll be maintaining all resource for production server, we'll be maintaining all resource for UAT, and we'll be maintaining all resource for development server. What we are doing, we are separating the resources for different environments. So same is the concept with resource group. Resource group is just the grouping of resources. All the resources which are used in development environment are grouped together. All the resources used in UAT environment are grouped together. All the resources used in production environment are grouped together. So this is what happens in the resource group. So resource group are logical collection of related resources such as storage accounts, virtual networks, virtual machines to deploy, manage, and maintain them as a single entity. So, what does this mean? So, as I've told you that that WhatsApp example, what I'm doing, I'm maintaining two groups. One is for Azure Data Factory, one is for Python. So, for example, if we think that daily I'm taking this ADF and I mean Azure Data Engineering and Python class. But someday my Python class is at morning. So actually I have a work and I'm not taking those that Python class. So what if I did not maintain separate groups for this Azure Data Engineering and Python? So if I keep all these Python attendees and Azure Data Engineering attendees at the same group, what happens? I will be posting a post that in WhatsApp that that I will not be able to take Python class. So what is happening here? I'm giving information to Azure Engineering peers also that I'm not taking this Python class, but which is unnecessary for them. They do not need to know that I'm not taking a Python class. So, what is my thing? I just need to tell only Python attendees that the class will not be present. So, let me take a paint and tell you. See, are you able to see my screen now?
Yeah, it's visible.
So, if I maintain a single group, that is my training. I'm maintaining a single group called training, which is both for Azure Data Engineering and Python. So what happens here? I just want to tell Python group that I'm not taking class today. For example, tomorrow. So class I don't. So what is happening here? So in this group, in this training group, both Azure Data Engineering attendees and Python attendees are present in this group. So what I'm posting in this group, I will not be able to take Python classes to be specific. So yeah, just interpret. So I will not be able to take Python classes tomorrow. So what is happening here? This message is being read by Azure Data Engineering attendees and Python attendees. But my intention here is only to let Python group members to know regarding this message. But what is happening here? Both of these attendees are getting to know. So this should not be my scenario in real time. So what for to avoid this scenario, what should I do? I should maintain a separate group for Azure Data Engineering and I should maintain a separate group for Python. So what happens here? So if in the case where I maintain two groups, what will I do? I'll just go to Python group and just type my message here. I will not take class. So what is happening here? I'm just directly telling only to the Python group attendees that I'll not be able to take the class. So what is happening here? What is the advantage and what is the disadvantage? So the disadvantage here is that these AD group attendees are getting the unnecessary information which is not needed by them. So coming to here, what is happening here? I'm just letting know only the Python attendees that I'll not take the class. So this should be the scenario in real time. Only the persons who are in need to know the information, only they should only know about it. So the same concept applies in Azure Data Engineering also. So here we are in resource groups. So in resource groups, it's just you're logically grouping the resources. That is Python peers into one resource group, and Azure Data Engineering attendees to other resource group. This is the logical collection of related resources. See, related. So all the people related to Python are grouped to a single group. All the people related to Azure Data Engineering are grouped to a single group. So that is the same concept. Azure resource groups are logical collection of related resources. So when you create a resource in Microsoft Azure, you are required to assign it to a Azure resource group. As I have told you, whenever, so this is the same case. So whenever I so here as we can see, so if anyone tells that I'm getting trained by Sisira, what does this mean? You might either be get trained in Azure Data Engineering or Python. So that is the thing which we have covered in this point. So what is it? It is telling that whenever you create a resource, it should be assigned to a resource group. So whenever you are getting trained by Sisira, you should definitely be assigned either to this Azure Data Engineering group or Python group. So that is the same thing. Whenever a resource, that is whenever a student is there, he should under Sisira, he should be he will definitely be in either Azure Data Engineering group or Python group. No student is left without being in any one of these groups. Definitely, if he is a student of Sisira, then he'll definitely be in this group or this group. So same with Azure Data Engineering. Whenever you create a resource, it should be part of any of the resource group. Definitely, it should be a part of resource group. You cannot create any resource without being itself a part of any resource group. So we have covered this. So whenever you create a resource, it should be definitely be a part of any resource group. So users will utilize the structure for the better governance. Why are we using this resource group? If as we have seen in the example, for better governance. So what do you mean by governance? So what is happening if I'm maintaining a same group for Azure Data Engineering and Python? Azure Data Engineering peers are also getting the information related to Python, which should not happen. They should only receive the information which is required for them. So that is governance. And coming to cost management also. So if you group the resources, what happens? So if you want to know the bill related to development environment, then you will get a bill regarding the development resources which you have used. Coming to UAT. So what will you do for UAT? For UAT environment, you will create a resource group. So if you want to know the cost of the UAT environment, then you will go to the UAT resource group and check the cost there. So that is the reason if you create resource group, it will be easy for you for governance as well as for cost management. So if you see this diagram, what is happening here? First comes the management groups. At the top level in the hierarchy, you will have management group. What is this management groups? Management groups is nothing but the collection of subscriptions. So group of subscriptions form a management group. So after management group, you'll be having subscriptions. As I have told you that management groups are nothing but group of subscriptions. So under each subscription, you will be able to create resource groups. So and after these resource groups will contain the resources. So what happens first is, as soon as you create your Azure account, you should take a subscription. So once you take a subscription, then inside that subscription, you can create these resource groups. So after you create the resource groups, inside the resource groups, you will be having the resources. So if we compare this to the real time, what happens is, so what happens here is, few projects which are having good amount of money, what will they do is, they'll maintain subscription for each environment. But few projects which are having nominal budget, what will they do is, they'll be maintaining resource groups for each environment. Which are having projects which are having good budget, what they'll do, and also based upon their scenario, they'll go for subscription for each environment. Few projects will have subscriptions for each environment. Few projects will maintain. Whereas maintain resource group for each environment. So what I mean here is, so few projects will maintain subscription for each environment. That is, for development environment, they'll maintain one subscription. For UAT environment, they'll maintain one subscription. For production environment, they'll maintain one subscription. Few projects. And few other projects, what will they do? They'll maintain resource group for UAT, a resource group for developments, one resource group for UAT, and one resource group for production. So based upon your project budget and your use case, it differs. Few will maintain subscriptions, few will maintain resource groups. Okay, is it clear?
Yes. So I mean, so during this class that we are not calling any more service, right? We will call everything a resource.
So service or resource are same.
So yeah. So okay.
Basically, when yeah, those are used as synonyms. That's it.
So
Yeah. So is this good? Just to summarize, what is this resource group? Resource group is nothing but logically we are grouping the resources. So in the real time, what happens is, a few projects will maintain subscription for each environment, and few projects will maintain resource group for each environment. So coming to my project, they'll be maintaining resource groups for each environment. One resource group for one resource group for development, one resource group for UAT, and one resource group for production. So now let's see like how to create a free subscription. I have created my account, but just I have documented you just to give you in detail if at all you create. So
Cicero one route.
yeah,
Before proceeding further,
yes.
suppose like in your project you are saying you are having different resource groups for each environment, right?
Yes.
So in the production environment itself, if we are starting any new project, okay, so in the organization we are having different kinds of projects, right? So in the project, actually, they will create a new resource in the production, like how it will happen.
See, for projects, it will be different. Whenever you're starting a new project, then it will be another resource group which you need to
Okay,
create for it. You can't
okay,
imbibe the other project in the same resource group. It's just
okay.
you're
Why?
grouping the
Because
resources. If it's the other
okay,
project,
okay,
then for that project, all the related resources to that project, you'll be grouping them into a separate group. You won't
okay,
start the same project in the existing resource group.
okay. Got it. Yeah.
So it's just you're logically grouping them so that it will be good for you for better governance and for cost management. So is everyone clear? Can we go with the other next topic?
Yes, thank you.
Yes, we will.
Yeah. So coming to the creation of free subscription, as one of you have asked for, if at all you want to practice, one way is you can ask your organization learning groups to give an Azure account. Then if you ask them, they'll be giving you this Visual Studio account, wherein you will get $150 every month. But if at all they won't provide you, then you can go with the free trial account, which you can create on your own. The basic what it is, the necessity for you, what are the basic things needed for you to create this account is a credit card and an email id. So
Oh,
you might get a few questions that who is eligible for a Azure free account. So this Azure free account is available to all new customers of Azure if you have never tried or paid to the Azure before. So once if you have used this credit card, then it won't work. One credit card only once.
I think it's
So you
not
can
through
also,
credit. No, Shishir. I think even through debit also, I think it's worked. I'm not sure, but debit card also I
no,
think worked. I think last time I checked,
no, no,
I
no.
created one account. I think through
Is
debit.
it a free
Yeah,
trial?
just a free trial. That's too not for 30 days. I think for 1 year they were giving free trial. I'm not sure. I will check
No,
and I
no,
will
no.
let you know in next class.
No,
Debit
if it's
card
so, but
definitely works.
it
I think
works.
anything is fine actually. Yeah. If it is allowing debit card, that's fine. Yeah. We can proceed, right?
Yeah.
Like there is no point to.
Um,
I have used two accounts and both on the debit cards.
yeah. Sure.
So, like, it's like based on the card you use. I'm not sure on that, but mostly it's only limited to credit card. But if it's so, it's good. No, then all of us can create.
I think they're mainly concentrating on this mail ID. Think. Not debit or credit. I think mail ID is separate. I think more for them. Based upon one mail ID, only they are giving one ID, one account. Yeah. Okay.
No,
Okay.
no,
We can continue.
both of those matter. But if any one of you, someone of you have told me that that debit card is also working. If it is so, it's good, and you can try it and tell me out. Because as far as I know, and many of us know, it's only limited to a credit card. But if a debit card also works, it's fine. You can let me know.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
Maybe for better subscribers, I think they started debit cards. Better to compete with the AWS and other also maybe they can. Okay, we will check and we will let you know in next sessions.
No, no. I have checked many times, but I'm not able to do so. If anyone of you is able to do so, then please let me know. Then
Yeah,
it'll be good for others also. So,
yeah.
and one
Debit
more thing is, yeah.
debit card. I have used two accounts twice using both the debit cards.
Oh, it worked?
So it worked. Yeah, both the times.
Oh, that's very good to know then. Yeah. Okay then.
Myself also used a debit card.
Oh, super. Okay.
But you guys are getting free credit, $150.
Yes. Yeah, for
Two
1 month.
hundred dollars per month.
Yeah, $200 for 30 days.
Yeah. After that, it will expire, even though if
Yeah,
you
you
don't
guys
use.
are getting the $200 also, na?
Yes.
Ah,
Yeah.
yes.
Okay, wonderful then. Nice to know. You guys taught me today.
14,500 change.
Okay, okay, okay. So for creating an Azure free account, you did not pay anything. Only 2 rupees or like that will be um, just cut from your card. That is just for verification purpose, and it will last. The $200 which is credited to you will last only for 30 days. So whatever gets completed at first. So if you complete your $200 within those 30 days, it will get complete. Or else, if you don't use those $200 for 30 days, then both get expired. You won't be able to use those $200. So okay, this I think this future they have added uh, few days back. I guess I don't know regarding this debit card thing. So as most of us know, we were thinking like it just work for credit card. Yeah. Okay. Anyways, so these are the steps. Once you, I have provided you the link here. It's azure.microsoft.com. You can just open this link and then you will be routed to this page wherein you can click on the free account which I have highlighted here. Once you click here, then you will be redirected to this page. Okay, then here you need to click on start free. So here we can see here that it starts with $200 which they credited, which will be credited to us, and then you will sign up for a Microsoft account. Here you are not signing up for an Azure account. First you will initially sign up for a Microsoft account, then enter your country, region, births, and then verification code. These are all things you will do. Now you will be redirected to the Azure sign-in page. So here is the Azure sign-in page, wherein again you need to enter your all details. So this thing I have documented to you here clearly. If at all, if you any one of you does this and have doubts, you can come up to me. Then you can use see here also. I have gone through few sites also. They also told that only credit card works, and even I used to work only with this credit cards thing, but I used to know that it also works with debit card. So these are all the details you need to fill. You need to agree to the terms and conditions. So once your account gets successfully created, you will be credited with this $200. So so this is the page. Once you open this thing, you will land up in this page. This is the portal. So you cannot create multiple Azure free accounts. As I've told you, the necessity is a new email account and a new email card. Previously, it used to be a credit card, now both cards. So the necessity here is a new email account and a new card. It can either be a credit or debit card, as you told. So if at all, if any one of you guys are a student, then you can, who is not having a credit card. So since I think this doesn't have a credit card or a debit card now, then you can register using your student ID. So once let's take a basic tour of the Azure portal and end our class today. Let me open the Azure portal. Just opening my browser. One second. Purushottam, can you mute your mic?
Yeah, just now I opened that portal. Sushil. It's showing some services like SQL databases, Azure Cosmos DB, and remaining all is
Yeah, yeah.
showing.
Okay. So you have created the account now, huh?
No, earlier only I created through debit card. I think 1 month back
Oh,
only I created.
okay, okay, okay. So okay, now I'm sure. Guys, I have told you what is the portal name. I have told you what is the portal name.
Portal.azure.
Which yes, portal.azure.com.
Shall I share my screen, Shishra? I think you can explain
Yeah.
that through share.
Uh, you are not able to see my screen.
Yeah, now it's visible. Azure services.
So why do you want to share your screen?
No, no. Some errors show visible in your screen. That's why I say. It's okay, now
Okay,
it's
okay.
visible.
Yeah, yeah. So now it's visible to you all now.
Yeah, it's
Yes, yes, yes.
So just let's bear. So this is the screen which you see as soon as you enter this. So let's have just a basic tour. So whenever you want to create a resource, resource or a service, these all are synonymously used names. So whenever you want to create a resource, you can just click here to create a resource, or you can also click here to create a resource. So coming to home, so to view any information quickly, so this is the home thing which you are seeing actually. So here we are quickly able to view all the things like what are the resources which we have used recently, and the things we can easily navigate to, some useful links, tools. These are the basic things which we have discussed. What is a subscription, what is a resource group, and what are all the resources which we have created, and the dashboards if at all we have created any. So you can also access the dashboards either from here, or you can also access the dashboards from here. And also if you want to view all the services which are available, you can just click on all services which is present under this hamburger. So if you click on this all services, here see you can see all the services which are provided by Azure. So they have categorized these all things coming under general, compute, networking, storage. So these are all the services which are available under storage. So coming to databases, these are all the databases. So they have categorized all the resources based on the categories so that it will be easy for us to search. And also you can add them to the favorites. So once you use the things frequently, they'll get added to your favorites. And also if at all you don't want to navigate using all these things, you can directly search your resources or services or docs here directly from the search bar. And if you want to know anything related your subscriptions and etc., here we can see regarding your directories and subscriptions. So here you can see it's a free trial subscription which I've taken. And if at all you have anything which you do anything, then you'll get see. This is the initial thing which got credited to me. It's 15,800. Since I've taken a free trial account, it's asking me if I want to upgrade to a pay as you go subscription. And if at all you need any help or support, you need to report any issue, you can go to this help and support. This is service health. You'll be having this service health. Uh, we'll discuss about it in the next classes. Just to give a review, what happens is you will be able to see the health of each service, like whether each of the services up or down. Are there any issues in any service? So if you want to know, you can click on here and you will get to know. And this is the account information. Uh,
Shishira.
yeah,
So, like in the real time, like this azure.portal.com is the URL that we are accessing, right? So how that
portal.it.
yeah. So how that individual can access, like they will have a separate user ID and password, or how it will be?
So
Like
every one of you, yeah, in the real time, what happens? Just you will definitely use to open this portal. So
mhm.
you'll be having your user ID and password
So in the Microsoft, that wherever it is asking for Microsoft account, so there we have to give them our
account, which is
organization.
yeah, our
Okay.
organization, your project, your organization will give you a account.
Mm-hmm.
So in the organization specific to your project, based on your project
Okay.
account, will be given to you.
Okay.
So therein, yeah, that's all for the day. Any doubts?
So when we are going to start, like still the theory classes are there, or like are we going to do the practical? Like after how many classes actually we are going to do?
Mostly like tomorrow or day after tomorrow will be the last for this theory. Today just we have opened the portal, so
So you are
tomorrow and
starting with Azure Data Factory first, or how it will be?
yeah, data factory first only. In the Azure Data Factory, there are many things to discuss like storage accounts.
Yeah, yeah, I know. Yeah, okay,
Basically. Yeah. So first we'll be covering Azure Data Factory, and then we'll be moving to uh, this Python basics and SQL basics, and then Databricks.
good, good.
In
Okay,
Databricks, we'll be using PySpark. So using PySpark, I'll be covering.
super. Okay, okay. So it like how many days the course will be? Like it will be how many hours?
So courses for 35 hours.
Okay, okay.
Yeah. So any more doubts? Anyone?
So I think Shishra, so before that we have all should create a new account or something, right? For testing.
Yeah. Yeah, you guys have to create. Since someone has told that even debit card is working, so it will be easy for all of us to create. Is it?
Okay.
So all of us can create now. Before it only used it to be limited to credit card holders, but now we can easily all of us can create. Since definitely all of us will be having a card. So any doubts?
Doubt wise, no.
Shishir,
Actually,
I
in the
mean,
subscription, yeah, continuation.
Yeah, yeah.
Actually, the subscription
no,
is given around 12 months also. Free trial for 12 months. In screen showing.
Where?
Actually, as I'm trying to give a snapshot, but there is no message option here. In my screen is showing like I start with Azure free trial, get a $200 free credit card towards Azure products and services, plus 12 months of popular free services. In portal.azure.com.
That is the thing you need to focus on. Only popular few services which are of no use for you. You will be able
Okay.
to use only, see, for 1 month you will be able to use all the services. Those are the services which are required by us. So after
Okay.
1 month, you'll be having 12 months, but during those 12 months duration, I mean, other 11 months duration, you won't be able to access the resources which are used by us. Those are all useless resources which will be given by them for that remaining 11 months.
Acha.
Yeah, it will be no use for you even after you have it for 11 months. So definitely you can't open use Azure Data Factory and Azure Databricks using, I mean, after that 1 month. So they'll be only giving you only few useless resources for free during those 11 months.
Acha. Okay.
Hi, Sisira. Sisira,
Hi.
is PyPark means is it Python plus Spark?
Yeah.
Okay,
Python
okay.
plus big
I
data.
mean,
Acha.
oh,
Python's implementation of Spark is PySpark.
okay, okay.
Yeah, yeah.
I mean,
So you need not worry
what are the
regarding. We'll be also
okay.
covering the Python basics. So definitely, it's very like very easy. You need not worry regarding that PySpark.
I mean, Python and Spark basics required for ADF, right? I mean, Databricks.
Spark basic, no, definitely I'll cover those. You need not worry regarding those Python
Okay,
and
okay,
Spark. Only the
okay,
thing what I suggest you guys is, if anyone of you is not familiar with SQL, I would recommend them to watch few SQL videos. So since I won't be covering that SQL in depth, are anyone of you there who doesn't know SQL? So all of you might know it. Is
I
anyone
know only
of you there?
Oracle. It's okay, right?
Yeah, yeah. Anything is
Actually,
okay.
SQL. Yeah. Actually, SQL means we have SQL Server that an offline version and Azure SQL Studio also now. Which one we have to practice now for this Azure? Both we have, right?
We will be covering those topics, but so those are few scenarios where you will be using on-premises SQL.
Okay. Okay. We'll check.
But whatever you use, either if you use on-premises or it's cloud, the queries which you write are same only. The coding part will be same. Yeah, you need not worry regarding that. Any other doubts?
Is Azure SQL and on-premises SQL are different or same?
See, different in the
Um,
sense the infrastructure where your
Okay,
servers and all present will differ, but the coding which you write is same. I mean, the queries which you
okay.
write are same. The differences and all those things we'll be discussing when discussing the topic, like what is Azure SQL and all those things. Definitely, those are different, but the queries which you write are same.
But you will be covering Azure SQL, right?
Yeah.
Okay, okay.
So anyone who don't have doubts, they can log off. Anyone doubts? So who is the person with no name waiting for name? Yesterday also he's present.
Sisira, pandas means notebooks only, right?
No, no, no. Pandas are not
Oh,
notebooks. Pandas is
okay,
a Python. It's a Python
Library.
library to deal with data
okay,
frames and all those. Yeah,
okay.
that is.
I mean, key vaults.
So key vaults is other. It's used. It's a thing which is used to provide security. Wherein instead of giving your password, you will just create a key which holds your password, and then you'll be giving me a key.
Okay,
So how to create that key and
okay,
all we'll discuss under key vaults topic. It is used for
okay,
creating secrets and to store your
okay,
certificates. So whenever you don't want
O-
to share the direct sensitive information, then you will store
o-
them in some other thing, and then you will be sharing that thing.
Okay, using key vaults, right?
Yeah, QoS is
O-
it comes under security aspect.
Okay, key vaults. Okay.
Yeah. So okay.
Uh, it will be 35 days classes, right?
Yeah, 35 hours. 35 hours of content.
Oh,
Not necessarily
yeah,
35
35.
classes. It might exist 35 classes or
Yeah.
there may be less than 35 classes, but the content is for 35 hours.
Okay, okay. In
Yeah.
this, you will be covering Synapse Analytics also.
Yeah. Not
Okay,
into details, but
Rajan.
yeah, part of which is required for you to crack interviews
Okay,
and a few basic
okay.
things. So not as in
I
depth
mean,
as Azure Data Factory.
okay. I mean, whatever required for data engineering, that's it.
Yes, yes, yes.
Okay, Rajan.
Okay. So any more doubts? Or we good to leave? Okay, fine then. I'm ending the class. Have a nice day. Good night, everyone.